Hello and welcome to Hot Prospects, where we discuss how to turn your lead generation into a burning inferno. We've got with us today Ken Malone, the real estate guy. What's happening, Ken?
Hey, Peter. All right.
Fantastic. I want to discuss with you a concept that I call the all-day open house. Does
Oh,
that sound like
yes.
fun or what?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Absolutely.
Ken, when real estate agents do open houses, when do they usually occur and for how long?
Usually on Saturday or Sunday, more often on Sundays, 1 to 3 or 2 to 4.
Correct. So, do you think buyers might be interested in seeing a property at a time other than Sunday from noon to 2?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, that's where the idea of this comes from. So, the idea is that to go to your listing, if you don't have a listing, ask another agent if you can use theirs and go sit on the front porch and prospect from there in the morning. Put an open house sign in the yard and sit on the front porch and make your dials, make your follow-up calls, call on a FSBO, call whoever you want. The idea is that you can combine your prospecting effort in the morning, even throughout the afternoon, with an open house sign in the yard. And, when people drive by real slow and they look at that sign, then you just give them a wave. Hey, come over.
Now, I'm sure what some people are thinking as they watch this video is like, I don't want to inconvenience my clients, or I'm not really sure they want to do that. Trust me, you're there to sell their house. You tell them what your strategy is to do that, they'll agree to it. They'll figure out something to do. They'll go visit their Aunt Martha down the street, or they'll go to Whitewater, whatever the case is. And another thing is it sets you apart from the other agents.
Mm-hmm. I got this idea because when I was a newish agent, I still had that new agent smell on me. Then we would come in the office in the morning, and I was mostly working with investors at the time. And so we'd look in the MLS and see what had got listed overnight. And back then, the MLS would put the photograph in there for you, or you would take it and upload it, but there was only one. So oftentimes there was no image there. So we were looking at properties that an investor would like. And so we knew the neighborhoods and we're looking at the price that they had listed it for. And so that based on the price, we would anticipate this might be good for an investor, and we'd go out and look. So it was me and another agent. We'd go out, take a look. And when I would walk out the door, there was oftentimes, I would say realistically 30 or 40% of the time, there would be a person in a car parked in the front yard or, at the street, looking at the sign, kind of looking at the house like this. And as I would come out the door, I would wave and just say, come on, do you want to look inside? Oh, I can go in? I say, yeah, come on, I got the door open. This is not my listing. Some agents, they say, oh no, this is a no-no, because that's the listing agent's prospect. They're not here. This guy wants to look inside. I'm doing the listing agent a favor.
Absolutely.
I'm not setting up on purpose to I'm not at the mouth, at the gate of a new construction subdivision trying to grab buyers before they go in there and say, this is my buyer. That's not what I'm doing. I'm simply at this place. There's a buyer. He's interested in seeing. I've got the door open. Come on in. They almost always say, this is not what I'm looking for. Great. My office is just down the street. Let's go for a ride, and we'll talk about what you are interested in. Sign agency, and now you've got yourself a buyer client. Taking that experience that happens so many times into just go to one of your listings, and if you don't have one, borrow one from a friend, another agent, and sit on the front porch and do the exact same thing. When you put a sign there, especially if it says open house, people will slow down and like, what's going on? It's Tuesday at 9 a.m. Why is there an open house going on here? What am I missing?
Right. So it's really funny you said that, because I've done that on several occasions. And I think sometimes during the week, I think you get more people that are reacting to that, because like you just said, they're driving by and go, why in the hell is this agent doing an open house on a Thursday? Something's up. I gotta stop. And like you said, waving them in, come on in,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That waving them in is a big part of this, because they'll be curious, like, what's going on? Hey, come on. And they'll at least roll the window down. and then say, come on in. The door's open. If it's cold outside, say it's warm in here. If it's hot outside, say the AC is kicking, whatever it is, just to get them out of the car and bring them in the house. Once the conversation begins, you never know where it's going to go.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's when you can, it's almost like you've got to capture an audience, right? Oh, you're not leaving. In your mind, you're thinking, you're not leaving this house until I find out what's up with you.
That's right.
But you say it in a much more politically correct way. Don't hold them hostage, whatever you do.
Yeah, you show them that large walk-in closet, and then you lock them in there and say, you slide an agency agreement under the door.
Exactly.
And say, hey, buddy, you've only got 15 minutes till the oxygen runs out.
That's right. Yeah, so I really love the concept of an all-day open house because there are some days you're not doing anything, so why in the hell not? Go ahead and do it. Like you said, prospect while you're there. You'll get some curious people that will stop. You can easily post it on social media too. Think about that. Agents are waiting until Sunday morning to post on social media about their open house. All of a sudden they're like, what's this Ken Malone guy? Why is he doing an open house? And let's go check it out. And it couldn't get their curiosity up because this just, there must be something really great about this house for him to be doing an open house on a Thursday.
Absolutely. And some people are going to say, well, it's just going to be the neighbors.
That's all right. Hey.
Do the neighbors not have houses that they might want to sell, or maybe might want to buy one?
That's right. Or they may know somebody in their office or the church or wherever they may be that's looking for a house, and they love the neighborhood. So all of a sudden, they can walk in there. Imagine neighbor comes in, get engaged in conversation with them. All of a sudden, you look out the corner of their eye, and they've got the video camera going with their phone, and they're going to send it to their friend Sally because they're like, "Hey, you need to come over today. This house, this is what you're all looking for." So you just never know.
Gone. This guy's doing an all-day open house. It might be gone by 5 p.m.
Absolutely.
What about this? You get there, you go live on social media, you walk through the house making a quick video, showing them that here's where I am. I'm doing an all-day open house. Look how beautiful this kitchen is. Come see me.
Facebook Live, man. The best way. All of a sudden, you start seeing those little smiley faces and those little hearts floating up from the bottom of your screen. Just keep on talking. I have done that where all of a sudden I forget about there isn't anything else I can say about the house. I just start walking around. You still see all the little icons, all the little emojis going up. So a great way to get the exposure. And once it's done, to be able to go back to your client and say, hey, I did an all-day open house. I had 487 people view my live feed. That's impactful to them. People love hearing that stuff.
What do the neighbors think when they see you doing an all-day open house at their neighbor's listing?
Yeah, you're busting your ass to get that house sold. You've got your client's best interest at hand. You're stepping outside the box, thinking a little differently, a little more creative. What they want.
Most agents are stuck behind a computer screen these days. They're either text messaging, emailing. They don't answer the phone. You don't see them out in the world, in the field as much. So if you're there and you're ever present or you're there often enough, you're taking a special interest and a personal interest being there, selling this listing that you've been entrusted to do. What other seller out there would not look at that and say, I want that person to do that for me?
Absolutely. It's a no-brainer. And you think that the neighbors don't notice that, but trust me, they do. But they have a vested interest in wanting to get the house sold at the highest price as well, right? So it's all collectively, it's good for the neighborhood, and it works.
What if you had the open house sign there, and next to it was another sign that says, I love nosy neighbors. Stop on by.
Yeah, I think it's on Amazon, or I don't know. I get so many emails from people selling things, but there is a company out there that you can do creative sign toppers. And I can't remember off the top of my head, but some of them are just hilarious. And so think about that. Buy some of these creative sign toppers, or hell, you can probably go to a quick print place and get a yard sign made with, one of those little corrugated type things, put it there. Absolutely. Or now in today's world, do a QR code, but make the QR code about you talking about the house, or hey, I'm glad you QR'd me, and look, hey, I'm a real person. Matter of fact, look, I'm on the front porch. Come visit me. Think about that.
Look, I'm right over there.
That's right.
And then they're like, what? They look over, you're like, come
Yeah,
on in.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that idea. Man, I just got a whole new thing to do now with my QR codes.
You see, the thing is, the idea behind this video series is that there are so many different ways of prospecting. There's no reason why you can't grab one or two of these and make it your niche.
Absolutely.
If you out there listening found value in this discussion, then, give us a thumbs up, watch another video, tell a friend. Thanks, Ken. Let's do it again.
Thanks, Peter.
Bye-bye.
My pleasure.